Hi everybody, it's Money Saving Coupon Gal. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to come on here and do a review of the Sleep Number bed. I know some people had asked me to let them know what I thought about it. Also of the pillows that I bought at Tuesday morning. This is not going to be the best review. I'm just going to be upfront with you. We bought the, let me get the exact name of it. I know it's the Split King, let's see. It was the P6 Split King Adjustable Base Mattress Set, which is two extra long twin mattresses and bases put together to make a king size bed. Now the reason why we got that one is because everything is adjustable separately. If I want my feet up, he doesn't, or the head up and he doesn't, it doesn't affect him at all. They did have one that is a flex, what's it called? Flex top. The flex top where the bottom is connected like a regular mattress, but the top is separated and can go up and down separately. But the problem with that is, one, I thought it would be really hard to find sheets for that. You have to order special sheets because you're buying a king size, but then you're buying the split top. And I thought, well, that might get costly and kind of hard to find, and you'd have slim choices of sheets. And like I said, I thought the king split would be good because then it would be separate. And like my husband is a snorer, so he raises his at night, and you know, and I don't, so it would help because they said that helps with snoring. So first of all, let me say, I bought it from QVC when it was a Chase Special Value, and I got it, let me see exactly when I ordered it so I can kind of give you an idea. First of all, it says that it comes in 5 boxes, which isn't true. And these are not small boxes. These are big boxes. So we purchased it on June 3rd. It is now June 28th. We just set it up on Sunday, which was what, June 24th? We just set it up on Sunday. We were under the assumption we were getting 5 boxes, and we got 2 boxes or 3 boxes, I think. And then we ended up getting a few days later, the following week, we got a couple more boxes. And I was like, okay, well, it says 5 boxes, but I asked the UPS guy, I said, one box says 1 of 2, which is kind of weird because none of the others say 2 of 2 or, you know, 1 of 2 or something. And so we waited. Nothing came. Good thing I had looked on their website, and a lady had wrote a review, and she had said that her parents bought this bed and they went to put it up, they got rid of their bed, went to set this up, and come to find out they were missing parts, and they were told it was going to take a couple weeks to get the parts, so they had no bed to sleep in. So I told my husband, let's make sure everything's here, because I was still kind of leery of that one box of 1 of 2, and we didn't have a 2 of 2. Then a few days later, or the next week, we got another big box. So I'm like, okay, well, that's good. Well, the day before that arrived, I'd already been notified by UPS another box was coming from them. The day that arrived, or I got that text, I got a call from QVC saying, oh, there's a box coming that was an item was not put in, you know, with the bed that should have been, so they would be sending that out. So we had no idea what it was. They didn't tell us. So then we had to wait to several days for that to come. Come to find out, it was one of the wired remotes. So we could have done without that and set the bed up. But since they didn't tell us what we were missing, we didn't know. And then, of course, you know, you got to do it when you have time to sit down. So we put it together last Sunday, and that night, I have to tell you, they said it's easy on there. It's easy to put together. No worries. Two people, bam, 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 it's together. That's not true. Everything is heavy, first of all. We were sore for several days. It is heavy. The frame is heavy, as it should be. But it's heavy because it's all metal and stuff. So you're lifting this stuff up. Then you have to put the frames, and I don't know how they do it. if it's, maybe it's different because it's not adjustable, but you have to put the frames together upside down, because you lay the base on the floor and then you put the frame on top of it. You got to attach it, screw it all, bolt it all together, blah blah blah. And I will say the pictures on one of them for the arm shows it, say, this way with it coming out like this, when really it's this way. So we kept going back and forth trying to figure out, because it wasn't going the way the picture showed. And so that was kind of hard. It took us a while, because then we were like, well, it fits this way, but will it screw it up if we put it that way? Because you never know. You're like, well, am I doing something wrong? So anyways, so then then when you got it all bolted together, you have to flip it over. Now, my husband works for a major airline. He lifts heavy bags all day, every day. And he said, this is heavy. I mean, for both, to just pick it up and flip it over, because it's an extra long twin. So we flip it over, then you got to do the other one, flip it over. And then you have to raise it to put this bar on to connect the two things together. So he had to go under the bed, raise them up, and let me hook the bars and stuff, and then tighten the legs back on and stuff, because that's how it hooks around the legs. So finally get it all together, get the bed together. There's a separate remote, a regular remote, that is for the sleep number part. You know, you can adjust your sleep number. The two wired remotes are just to raise and lower the bed and stuff. So we could not get that to adjust. I was able to finally get it to where it inflated the bed and everything, but we could not get it to sync to the mattress. I still haven't been able to get it to sync. I've done everything it says, it will not sync. So, like I said, we just did it on Sunday. We were sore Monday when we woke up, but we were still sore, so we're saying give it a while. The mattress itself is comfortable. You know, you get used to it, but there is a big problem that we have with it. I guess at the time, I would think if this was common, this would be something they would tell their customers, because when we bought it that day, we actually went into their store and looked at the same bed. We thought it was the P6, and we looked at it and we tried it out, and she said, oh, look, you can go on the computer, you could do this, you could do that, all this other stuff. We were like so excited, and we should have known by the price difference that there was something off, but I was like, well, QVC gets really good deals sometimes on stuff, and you know, so they get it for cheaper. So anyways, so a couple days ago, I go to get in bed. Well, let me say, when we slept in it the first night, we woke up and there was a gap between the mattresses. I'm not talking about like a small gap like this. I'm talking a big gap. Big enough to where if I roll over, my arm goes down in the gap. That's how big it is. So we're like, we thought at first the frame was moving. And we're like, but we locked all the casters, because it's on legs and then you put casters under it. And you have to, because if you don't, you're basically almost sitting on the floor, because it's so low. Our bed before was a high bed. So that's one, I do not like this really low bed. And we have a 4-poster bed, so it sits inside our frame of our 4-poster. So we really couldn't see the bed frame. We thought somehow the frame was coming apart. So, because that little thing they give you to hook the two metal frames together is just a flimsy plastic thing. So the next day when I go to bed, I told my husband, oh my God, look at this, come here. My mattress, and come to find out his was too, was this far off of the bed frame, at least this far off the bed, the base of the bed, I should say, was this far off. So we were getting this huge gap. So I went online and I looked to see if anybody else was having this problem. And I saw videos on YouTube where people said they put foam in there, but after a while you got to replace it. Other people said they took like the mattress, you know, the sheets, how you can get those little clips and stuff, and they kind of hold the sheets on. They kind of did that with the bed frame or the mattress cover, and just clip them on there, and you know, to hold the beds together and stuff. But I would think after a while that would loosen up, the elastic would, or it would start to tear your bed, your bed cover because your mattress cover, because it's not really meant to hold mattresses. It's just meant to hold your sheets on. So I thought, it's been really crazy here for the last couple of days. So finally, today I call Sleep Number. Now they give you a special number to call if you are a QVC member and you bought it for them. So I call them. I get this guy Alfred, who, and I'm going to show pictures of the bed so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But he goes on to tell me that it is normal for the bed to separate, the mattress to separate at least 6 inches. What? I said, who would want a 6-inch gap in their mattress? Am I the only one not comprehending why someone would want that? I said, who would want that unless it was two spouses that were angry with each other? And he goes, well, that's just the way our beds are. And I said, but when I was in your store, nobody mentioned that. When I recorded every presentation the day that QVC had it on, nobody mentioned that. I actually still have one of the episodes on my DVR. I said, nobody ever mentioned that. And he said, well, that's the way they are. So I said, there's no way of fixing it. And he said, well, if you want, you can get some grip mat like you put under a rug and see if that will hold it on. What? I said, so you're telling me I paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for this bed and I should get some rug grip and just hope that my mattress stays in place? I said, it's not like kids are jumping on it. It's not like, we're doing anything crazy on the bed that it should be separating. I said, I thought our problem would be is the bases coming apart. So when I saw they had the hook thing in the front, you put one by the head and one by the foot, I thought, well, good, we won't have any problems then, because if it worst came to worst, you could zip tie those suckers together or something, so they didn't separate. And plus, since it sits in my 4-poster bed, it can only go so far. But no, it's the mattress that comes off of the base that's the problem. So I said to him, well, if I had known this, I would have bought the Flex top one. And I'm going to show you a picture somewhere up here. I'm going to show you a picture. Maybe one of you can explain this to me, because call me stupid, but I cannot comprehend what he's telling me. He said, well, with the Flex top, you still have, it separates 2 inches at the bottom and 6 inches at the top. I said, but how can it? As you see from the picture, the bottom of the mattress is like a regular mattress. It's just there. I mean, there is no separation. It's one big king size mattress. The top separates. Now I could see the top having a little bit of a gap because you got to be able to get in there, put sheets on. You got to be able to move them. I could see that. But 6 inches? That's kind of crazy in itself, because we're talking 6 inches. Let's see. Where's my tape measure? Hold on 1 second. Right here. And sorry for the mess behind me and stuff, but I had to do this video. We're talking about a gap of this big in your mattress. I mean, can you imagine you rolling over and you fall in the hole of your mattress? I mean, that's a good size gap. And I'm just estimating, because I could put my hand in there like this. So let's see my hand. Let's see how far it separates. So yeah, about 6 inches. I could put my hand in there. I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, look, I can just sit my hand right in there. He says that's normal, that you should be able to you should be getting a 6-inch gap in your mattress. So anyways, back to the flex top. He's telling me that it separates 6 inches at the top. Now, as you can see from the picture, how can it? It's together. It's like this. Like you have a Y. Here's the flex top. Flex a little bit like this. But how is it going like this unless, how is the mattress going like this, first of all, to do that big of a gap? Because it's connected down here. He just kept saying, no, it does. And I said, okay, well, I finally one time I said, are you reading off of a paper or something? Because can you really justify what you're saying is correct? Can you really justify that as making sense? Because that's just crazy to me. So I just said, I'm going to call QVC because I think we're just going to return the bed. He did offer to send somebody out to look at my bases, and I kept telling him, it's not the bases. I must have said that like 6 times. It's not the bases, it's the mattresses that are moving. For some reason, he just wasn't comprehending that. So anyways, I called QVC. The girl was very apologetic. She's like, I'm really sorry and stuff. But while I was on hold with QVC, I'm going to look on here. I did see where someone left a review, and any of you can go and look at this review. But it says, and what gets to me is that the bed that we ordered, they showed, even if you look at the video they have on QVC right now, it shows the bed that we ordered. And you don't see it separated. You don't, and it looks nice and full and all that. It's not full. And two, when you put your comforter on there, you could see the gap. Like, there's a big gap in the middle. You can see it just sinks in there. So it looks like we just put, well, what we did, we just put two twin beds in there, which it is what we did, but still. If you look on here, let's see, this lady left a huge review. But she also said a couple of things. She said the bed that they sold on QVC was a discontinued Sleep Number model from 2017. And it's not the new one. So the one we saw in the store, I guess that's why it was, I think it was like, I want to say $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 more than the one we got. I want to say maybe around $3,000 more than the one that we purchased. And that's why, because it had so many upgrades and stuff compared to the one we got, which they do not tell you that when they're selling it on QVC, that it is a discontinued model. So that is deceiving to me. She also said it's not the newer 360 smart bed, and that's the one we looked at in the store. She also said it's not compatible with the Sleep IQ app with your smartphone, and I know the lady went over that with us in the store, so that also was not the case. And also too, which is true, the base is made by Leggett and Platt. Then we did get boxes from them. So I think that's why everything came at separate times, because they were coming from different companies. Also too, which QVC was also surprised about this, is that they say when you order the bed, they make it, you know, for you right then. That's not true. We ordered the bed in June. We had boxes that had months stamped on them in May. And I don't know if we had April, but I think we had several that said May. So that wasn't made after we ordered it. She also says on here, just so you guys know, if you're looking to buy one on QVC, that, or from the store, she says in the store that the 100-day trial period that they tell you, oh, 100 days, just return it. Well, if you get it in the store, I don't know if this is true. This is what this lady wrote, that if you do it in the store, you cannot return the base, just the mattress. And on QVC, you can return both, but they don't pay for shipping. The one base was, I think, 75 pounds. And I don't know how much the base, I mean, when I talk about base, I'm talking about just the metal mechanism, not the actual base, but the mechanism that goes on top of, goes underneath it. And then you have the base. Our boxes were heavy. I mean, several of the boxes say needs to be picked up by 2 people. I mean, that they were heavy. Problem 2, ordering through QVC, is, like I said, they came in within 2 or 3 weeks. I forgot. Maybe a couple weeks, I guess. They were all kind of, you know, here, box here, there, box there, box. So I had all these huge boxes in my front room just sitting there because I couldn't do anything with them. What else does she say on here? That, also too, which tells me that they have had complaints about the mattresses separating. She said that, where's it at? That the new one comes with a magnet. Let me see on here. Where did I see that at? See, she even says it came at the door, and she only got 5 boxes. I don't know why we got 6 in a package, but she said in 5 very big and very heavy boxes via UPS, and they do. And then you got to store them until they send all the pieces. Why they wouldn't send the pieces together, I don't know. At least all from the one place, and then, you know, Sleep Number sent all theirs at least together. So then when you got the other company theirs together, you're only waiting for 2 different shipments, not, you know, I think we ended up getting like 4 different shipments that we had to wait for. She said that the bed that we got does not have all the bells and whistles, such as snoring position, auto adjust in the middle of the night, feet warmer, save position such as read, watch TV, and zero gravity. And then she goes on about the base. They don't give refunds if you order it in the store, which is kind of stupid. Why have a trial period and then say, well, we're not going to take the base back, but we'll take the bed back? What good does that do you? And then also, what else in here? Let me see. I know she had it in there. She goes on a lot about if you want a dust ruffle, all this other stuff. But I know somewhere in here she said they have 2 magnets now that holds the mattresses together. Oh, another thing which she said that they almost didn't find. They have a box that says open this box first for instructions, assembly instructions. There was nothing in there. We opened 2 because of course we got 2 of everything, and there was nothing in there. So she even said that they, you know, couldn't find the directions and stuff, and then they finally found them under something. We found after I printed them out online, and that's another thing. Online, they only have the directions like for the was it the mattress, I think, but they didn't have for the base. And then so thank God I did find it, because we did on a Sunday. They were closed. QVC has no information on it, but she wrote right here, I just found it, and now watch me lose it again. She said that the newer models now come with heavy duty magnets to keep them together. Now she said hers only separated like a half of an inch, so I don't know. I guess it depends. If you have more ear in yours or something, it makes it heavier. I don't know, but ours did. Ours moved and stuff, and just very disappointing. And so I did call QVC, and they sent me labels to return, but they only sent me 5, and I have at least 6 boxes that has to go back, so I'll have to call again. So I don't know if we're going to go to the store and buy one and see how it goes, or if we're just going to go a different route. But at this point, it's going back. And I told her that I was not paying for shipping because I feel they misled us. They were not upfront with everything. And I mean, if they would have said the king split separates up to 6 inches, I would have never ordered it, because that's not comfortable. I mean, it's not comfortable at all, I guess, unless if you just stay on the edge of the bed, but who does that? So anyways, she sent me labels and stuff. She said she put in there not to charge me, but I'm going to verify that before I send it back, because like this lady said, they're big boxes and they're very heavy, and it would not be cheap to send those back. And so, I mean, you're kind of, you know, screwed in that aspect if they're going to charge you for shipping, because it's going to cost you a pretty penny to send them back. And I know with the store, they charge $200 for, I guess, delivery and installation, you know, setting it up and stuff. It's well worth the $200. I would have paid that. I don't. She said they got theirs done under 2 hours. I don't know. She said her husband's really handy. I don't. Maybe they're younger, but when you're getting older and you're sitting on, you know, a hard floor and you're trying to do this and you're flipping it over and you're trying to find the stuff, you can't find it. I mean, we stopped for lunch for a while, so you know, it did take us quite more than 2 hours. I know that definitely, but I would say, in my opinion, it's not worth it. I don't know, like I said, if you get one that's all one mattress, maybe it wouldn't slide off because it's heavier. You both are laying on it. It's not one person on it. But yeah, for it to slide off of the base, I told him, I said, eventually you would just be on the floor. Who knows? You know, if it keeps sliding. I mean, at first, like I said, we didn't even notice it was sliding off. We thought it was the base that was doing it, and kind of find out it was the mattresses taking off during the night, just flying away. So that is my review on that. I wanted to mention too, if you go to QVC's website and you pull up the King adjustable split Sleep Number bed, it shows it's got a 4.6 score. It's got 532 reviews, 67 pages, looks like it's a great bed. Since I did this video, I have found out they sell different beds than Sleep Number. If you look at those reviews, you will see that most of them, if not, there's very few that are actually from QVC customers. They're mostly all from Sleep Number bed website where people left reviews. Those are not the same bed that you get from QVC. They're totally different beds. And I'll explain this in the updated video, but there's totally different beds. So that is very misleading because they're making you think this bed got great reviews. But if you look, they say they're Sleep Number reviews from their website, not from the beds purchased at QVC. I don't even know if I should talk about the pillows in this review because it's not, a good review for the bed. But I will tell you, I love the pillows. One of them I got just have a big snag in it, so we're going to exchange that one. But I love them. I was using the Joy Magano hot and cool, or warm and cool pillows, and I like those. I like these a lot better. And they're well worth the $40 that I paid for them. They're very comfortable. They're cooling. I know someone said, because I always sleep with my hand under my pillow because I sleep on my side, and they said if you do that, it's because your pillow's not giving you enough support. I think I do that sometimes just because I don't want my hand just hanging off the side of the bed or whatever. But I noticed that I don't do that now, so maybe that was true. Actually, it was I think the lady at Sleep Number store told me that. So I don't do that anymore. I notice I don't tuck my hand under there anymore. If I do, it's just like a little bit. It's not like before it was way under there and stuff. So, but the pillows I love. I love them. They're nice, they're soft, they're comfortable, they're cooling. It's just really nice. And speaking of cooling, the bed covers I got from QVC, those will be going back too. So that's another $300 in my pocket because those, obviously I won't need those. So anyways, I guess that's it. I'm sorry I couldn't bring a better review, but I was so upset when I got off the phone with this guy because I just felt like he wasn't paying attention and was just reading off like standard, responses to what I was saying. But like I said, if you guys see in that Flex top mattress, I said I'm going to post pictures. And if you see how you think that can separate 6 inches, please let me know. Or if you have one of these beds, let me know what you think of it. And then maybe if you were able to solve this issue or whatever. Because at this point, it's going back. I mean, I just do not like it. And my husband doesn't either. And when I told him what they said, he was kind of like, what? So he said no. And we don't like that it sits so low to the ground, which I know other people said that. And then the guy had the audacity to say, oh, well, we sell bed risers. Here, let me check and tell you how much they are and stuff. And I said, I'm not buying any bed risers from you. I don't even know if I'm keeping the bed. So after talking to my husband, he said he would prefer just to send it back. So that's what we're going to do. I just got to make sure. QVC is going to honor what the girl said and not charge me for the shipping, because she said she was going to put in there not to charge me for shipping because it wasn't as described on TV. And so hopefully they do that and they take it back and I get my money back and just go find another bed somewhere. Or I have to find another bed before I can return that one. So that's kind of a pain because I can't have a bedroom with no bed in it, obviously. So anyways, that is my review for the Split King Adjustable Sleep Number bed, the P6. Don't judge it by the new one. Like I said, this is the old one, which they didn't say. And then, of course, my husband said, I told you before that they sell the discontinued stuff, that they're not getting great deals on new stuff. And I was like, you're right. So I learned this is going to be a headache of a lesson, but I learned. So that's it. So I hope I help some of you make a decision if you're looking to buy it. If you guys have any questions, post them below. I always answer your questions and comments. So if you have a question about it, or if you have a bed and you can give me some suggestions, please put it below so I can maybe figure out a way to fix this one, or it's going back. Or if you were looking and you want to know something else about it, let me know and I'll try to answer your questions. So with all that said, thanks everyone for watching. Please click like and subscribe. And until next time, bye everyone.